What's going on, Giants fans? It's Carr from NY back here with another video. I got Big Sean with me today as well. We are going to be talking about um, some news that was breaking today. It was Byron Jones is drawing some interest to the Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles this free agency. Now, Byron Jones, he's going to be on the more expensive side. He's going to be about 16 mil a year,
Well,
which
say
is
between
not
14. Now,
no.
some people say
They're going to
between
have to pay him.
12, but yeah.
Yeah, they're going to have to pay him. He's a top 10 cornerback, but this is a guy that I personally like I've said in the videos. I told you guys this is a guy that I would love the Giants to bring in, and he fits. He fits the team perfectly. He can't if he really wants to. He could play free safety. He could play cornerback, which we would like him to play for now as cornerback because I trust having Julian Love back there, and then if you bring in someone else, that's fine, or through the draft. I'm really excited to hear that the Giants and the Eagles are in there to compete for the to get him on this roster. What do you feel?
Yeah, we know that he's in our division. We've been watching the last 4 years, 4 to 5 years. He's a good athlete. As you remember at the combine, he set the record in the standing long jump. I think he jumped like 10 or 11 feet. But,
Other than that,
yeah, he's a very solid player. Not a lot of injury concerns. He's smart. When he came out from the University of Connecticut, and I think that he would be a good fit in our defense. We have a new defensive backfield coach. It was Jerome Henderson. Yeah, yep. So and he's got a lot of experience training and developing players. So I think it would be good to bring him in between the 14 to $16 million range. We have the money, especially when the Giants are going to make their cap cuts. With
and I expect them to drop the guys we've talked about, like Ogletree.
Yeah, Ogletree,
Bethea,
and Bethea is definitely and Kareem Martin,
and Ellison too.
And then Ellison, and we're big fans of Ellison, but with Caden Smith coming on along, and we'll have our tight end back next year. Number 88, Evan Ingram. Excuse me, Evan Ingram. So I think signing Byron Jones would be good. Especially if we can sign away from the Eagles. And he'd like to come back home because he's from Connecticut and went to the University of Connecticut. So this would be a good signing because what you can do is if you don't put him, you have him at corner in the beginning, and you can have him help nurture our young pups back there,
like
whether it's
Julian Love,
Julian Love, and then we have Sam Bill. Yeah. Now we know Peppers is at the safety, and then we have DeAndre, who plays the other corner spot. And then we also have Corey Ballantyne. So he's an experienced guy. So and he'd learned a lot playing in the Dallas defense. I think he did a very good job. So bringing him in, would be a really good fit. I think that's just in my opinion.
Yeah.
With the Giants, I think Sean agrees with that too. But I think he would be a good fit with us.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of people on like Twitter try to downgrade him, or also just other people that I've seen just say like, oh well, I wouldn't pay this guy this money. I mean, if you ask me, I'm paying quality defensive players in free agency.
That's a premier position.
I mean, that's a premier position. If there's a cornerback out there that you like, you go get him in free agency. Now, there's the Darius Slay situation, which I'm not a big fan of because you do have to get rid of draft capital. He's a good cornerback, but I'm not giving up draft capital for him. You need those picks. You see how the teams build their teams to the draft. It's picks. You have to make sure you hold on to those picks. Go get the guy that you want through free agency, whether it's the cornerback position or the linebacker position. On the offensive side, you don't have to do much at all.
Yeah,
you really don't.
Yeah, offensively, we have weapons, and then especially having Evan Ingram come back. We know that Jason Garrett just me. I think Sean agrees with me too, but he'll tell you if he
Yeah.
doesn't. Is a very good offensive minded guy. He's a quarterback, a true quarterback whisperer, a man who knows offense. He played quarterback in the NFL, and he learned under the best of them. So his offense is going to be a more running and throwing the ball deep, and then you'll be able to get Ingram on the seam route. So we have offensive weapons. Bringing Byron Jones in, like I said, teaching DeAndre Baker, teaching Sam Bell, Corey Ballantyne, Julian Love. You know what I mean? Then, our safety can, he'll be able to,
I mean, you're gonna have Peppers back there.
Cover
You're
the
gonna
whole
have
backfield because Peppers can
Peppers.
play up
He's
front.
he's an
You know
up
what I
front
mean?
guy. You're gonna
Yeah,
have
a
Love
little bit closer
and-
to the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a good move if they can move it. There'll be competition. Like I said, the Eagles, they want to get back to the Super Bowl again.
Yeah,
so,
I mean the Giants have options though. The Giants can do a lot of things for it. They could buff up the secondary and just if they really want to do something crazy here, they could get somehow McCourty on a cheap 2-year deal
Yeah.
and bring in Byron Jones too. Then you have a legit top. You could argue the Giants have a top 5 secondary just after adding those two
we
guys.
gotta have. Yeah, that's depending if
argue
you have him playing corner and then you have
Yeah,
Peppers,
no, I would put him at
McCourty,
corner, and I would put him.
and he's helping develop DeAndre Baker and Sam Bill. I personally think Sam Bill's going to be a really good corner. I know once he gets over those, he got over that injury.
He's got a lot. He's got a lot to prove.
He's
to
got,
become a
he does.
starting
He
quarterback.
does, but he has a lot of athletic ability, and he has that true cornerback body, long, lanky, fast, and athletic. So, I think with Joe Judge's staff, with these teachers, remember he said, "I want good teachers." These teachers that he's bringing in there to teach these young men how to play the defensive back position. I think they'll be very successful.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that could really happen. I mean, I've been going through scenarios over the last 2 days. I've been looking at some stuff on the offensive side. I've really thought about this over the last 2 days, and remember when the Giants gave Sterling Shepard that contract, and they signed Golden Tate.
It's not a killer
It was
contract either.
now. It's not a bad contract. What I'm saying is, those guys are based out of Pat Shurmur's offense. Now, in Jason Garrett's offense, there could be a situation where the Giants pull something and they trade a Golden Tate. I don't be surprised. That could happen.
I don't think that's
and
going to
I don't
happen.
think they should.
I don't think that's going to
But that's a possibility.
You know
It's
what I mean?
just,
You know what I mean?
whatever he wants to run, that could happen. And I'm not saying it's going to happen because I love Golden Tate. He's one of my favorite guys. But just don't be surprised. Something could happen. Someone could say, hey, we want Sterling Shepard if it's the right price.
But one of the problems with Shepard is he's been having these. He's had like
And
two
that-
to
and
three
and that's what I was
concussions
gonna
over
get
the
to.
last 2 to 3 years. So, there's going to be some red flags thrown up, and then his career could be on the line here. So we know the Giants are going to go after a wide receiver in the draft. They want another skyscraper like Plaxico Burress or a tall guy like Amani Toomer. Toomer was 6'3", but Burress was 6'5". And Daniel Jones is athletic, has got a good arm. He wouldn't mind having a tall receiver.
Yeah,
Now Darius Slayton's almost 6'2".
That's something the Giants need to
And
do.
then Evan Ingram's 6'3", so he has some height besides having Tate at like 5'11", and then Shepard.
Yeah,
at
I mean,
5'10".
I love having those guys on the side. You got to get someone big. You have to. I mean, look at what Julio Jones has brought to the game. Look at what Randy Moss has brought to the game. Even Michael Thomas now, DeAndre Hopkins, those bigger receivers, they can do more with their game. Mike Evans, they could do more.
Well,
with
the
their,
little guys could
They're
do well,
very
too.
good
I'm
on the
high on the little
vertical.
guys, too.
They're good on the vertical routes. And me personally, if I'm a quarterback, I want to have that big target. I mean, he has the Darius Slayton, but Darius Slayton isn't your typical red zone tall guy.
Well, he's still learning. He's learning.
Yeah, he's learning.
And
but
I think bringing in Derek Dooley,
yeah,
is going to help with Tolbert and
And what's good
Jason
about
Garrett,
Darius
too.
Slayton is when he came in, a lot of people judged his route running, his hands. He's improved a lot.
Yeah, he sure
and
has.
he's gonna have one of those seasons this year. It could be that breakout season. We'll have to see. Yeah, but Big Sean has a list right here.
Yeah, just
over some guys
Right,
that we
so-
could use at that tackle position
Right.
because I told you guys I'm not signing Conklin. I don't care what I'm not giving him the money. If the Giants sign him, okay, they sign him. But me personally, why are you paying? You're almost paying your tackles $50 million. You could save that money, go get something to the draft. But let's see what he's got.
Yeah, so
Talk to
we
us.
looked at a couple scenario things I talked to Sean about for the 2020 NFL free agency. So 5 cheaper options at right tackle for the Giants. There's one guy who's Sean Coleman, who's with San Francisco.
Dude, he's a pretty
49ers,
solid player too.
6'5", 310. He's only 28 years old. Somebody who will be available. Somebody the Giants should look at. Cornelius Lucas on Chicago Bears. He's 29.
Yeah, he's on the
years
little
old.
older side.
Big
Not
man,
bad.
6'9", 328. We know Nate Solder's like 6'8". There's Roderick Johnson on the Houston Texans, the youngest out of the bunch, 24 years old, 6'7".
He's tall.
These are tall guys, and you want the tall guys to block. 306 pounds. And there's David Sharp of the Las Vegas Raiders now, not the Oakland Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. He's 6'6", 343. Another big guy. And the Raiders over the past couple of years have had really good offensive lines. So these are guys that we can get that are affordable, just in case Dave Gettleman with that first round pick goes with if Chase Young drops to us, or he goes with Isaiah Simmons. You know what I mean? Instead of picking Thomas out of Georgia or going with Willis, who either one that I would really want, either one of them out of Willis out of Alabama. I think we need to get the offensive lineman. I think in free agency we can pick. I don't know if we're going to get Ngakoue, but we get Byron Jones at the corner.
I
think
think the Giants are gonna. I mean, he wants to come to New York. It's
Well, they're
pretty
going to franchise. The problem is they're going to hit him with the franchise tag in Jacksonville, and you don't want to have to give up a first-round pick.
And they might try to do a sign and trade, which I'm not. I don't want to do a sign and trade. You don't want unless it's Matthew Judon.
Because
Matthew
it's gonna include
Judon
some
is the only guy I'm
trade.
doing a sign and trade for because that dude is legit. But
And then, of course, Mike Remmers, who's
yeah,
still there at
but
6'5".
but here's also a scenario. This isn't much towards the Giants, but it could affect them in the draft. Now, there's been rumors that Stephon Diggs is getting entering that trade market now for the Vikings. Now, this could definitely hit the trade block during
It could
the
alter
draft
the draft, too,
because it
with
can really
positioning.
alter positions. Really, I mean, there might be a team in front of the Giants that says, "Hey, man, let's go get Stephon Diggs." And Stephon Diggs is a guy who wants to be that number one receiver on the team. He has to deal with a little bit of Adam Thielen there, and also Kyle Rudolph, and he wants to kind of get a more expanded role. And this is a guy; he's a top receiver. He's definitely I'd say in my top 15 receivers. He's a really good receiver. Great route running. He's got great ball skills. This is a guy that you could see teams trading for during draft. It might affect the Giants.
Yeah,
We'll have to see.
Yeah, the Vikings, they're 25th in the draft. Their first-round pick will be 25th pick overall. So maybe they can make a trade with somebody and move up in the top early 20s or the top teams, like 15 to 20 or
Because there might be there's a couple
20,
guys they could be looking at because they
it
might
could be.
lose their safety. They
It
might
could be
move up a
like
couple spots to go get
Philadelphia.
Del Pitt.
Philadelphia could be a trade bait, or the Las Vegas Raiders, or
But even if they moved
Denver
up,
Broncos,
they
or
like there's
Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
So
but what's good is
the Raiders have a pick at 12.
yeah. And the thing is there's I wouldn't be surprised. You got the Detroit Lions
Yeah, like
with
Slay.
Slay.
Like the Raiders
it
could
affects. It affects.
Yeah, the Raiders could say with their 12th pick, the Vikings could say, "Hey, let's trade Diggs to the Raiders."
They could literally
for the
do
12th
swapping
pick, 'cause
players.
The Raiders have the 12th pick. Yeah. and the Raiders have the 19th pick in the draft. We know the
And
Dolphins
they're trying to
have
get a
two.
quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm get because John Gruden is a big quarterback guy,
Yeah,
and I don't think he wants Derek Carr. I think he wants some of the like. I have a feeling like Tua is his type of guy for some reason. I just feel like that's a John Gruden type of guy, or Herbert. And I would not be surprised if John Gruden comes knocking on that door on draft night to the Giants.
Yeah, because they're going into this new stadium. They want to fill their stadium up. They got a lot of enthusiasm with their fans. They want to come in there with a splash, like draft day. Remember the owner of Cleveland says, he says, Sonny, I want to splash, okay? So I can see, Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders, telling John Gruden, John, let's get a splash, to, get the enthusiasm up with our fan base and stuff. Also on the Giants too, as they're going getting ready for the combine and free agency. Kyle Van Noy is still a guy that could be on their radar. Okay, and I think Alex Karras, who plays guard and tackle, I think he's a tackle with the New England Patriots. He's a free agent too. Of course, we're going to know there's a familiarity with Joe Judge. I'm so confident that having Mark Colombo in there as the offensive line coach, because he really did a good job with the Dallas Cowboys offensive line in Dallas. He's going to have this offensive line in really good shape. He will teach the guys how to block well, either run blocking or pass blocking to protect Daniel Jones and open up the holes for Saquon Barkley. So that's another thing to look out for. As free agency is just around the corner. The combine starts next Friday, and the Giants are going to be interviewing a lot of guys. They get a 10 to 15 minute interview with the guys. The first couple of days in the hotel room, so they're going to get a good read. We know guys that are definitely going to be on their list is Willis, Thomas, Simmons, you know what I mean?
Jeff Okudah.
Yeah, Okuda. They're gonna talk to Chase Young
and also,
because he might drop today.
And also, Mel Kiper did come out as mock draft 2.0. He did have the Giants going after Okudah.
Yeah, which I don't think they're going.
I don't think they are, but it depends on free agency.
Because if you sign Byron Jones and you just drop to Sam Beal and DeAndre Baker, how are you going to try to bring in Jeff Okudah? It would make no sense.
Now, this is a situation, this is a situation that could happen. The Giants do, let's say they do sign Conklin, that eliminates the tackle position for the first round. I don't think they're going to do that. So if they do sign Conklin, Isaiah Simmons, let's say the Giants, instead of getting Byron Jones, they go after a linebacker in free agency. If they do that, then
there's Vic Beasley out there too.
But we need a middle linebacker, another middle. We have to find that.
We have to look
because that was the Giants' problem.
Available.
Mayo is a run stopper, same as Ogletree. Ogletree lost his speed.
He's a backup guy, Mayo. But Arthur Blank said he likes Vic Beasley, like I mentioned earlier, a couple of days ago. But he's gonna release him. He's gonna be a cap guy. They're gonna release him because he says he needs the money to bring in more players and stuff.
Yeah, and the thing I have here is if the Giants do what I said, they go get a middle linebacker through free agency. What's his name on the Rams? They go get him.
Oh, is it Corey Littleton?
Yeah, Littleton. Yeah. They do go get Littleton, and that's an option. Yeah,
but you have to see how Conley's going to.
Conley. And I don't. So if they do that, and then they do get what's his name, Conklin, I expect the Giants to go after either Simmons or Okudah. That'll be their first round pick.
Now there's going to be guys when this combine goes on. Watch it very carefully, because this is how guys jump up the ladder. They just move up that draft board. And
watch out,
one of the guy that is the hottest guy that is rising, like Ed Oliver did when he came out of the University of Houston, and Buffalo picked him and just shocked everybody, is the A.J. Espinoza out of the University of Iowa. This is a guy that is rising and rising up the draft board. So pay attention here when you watch that.
Also, the wide receiver out of Liberty, watch him too.
Yeah.
His draft stock is slightly moving up. Also, running back out of UCLA, his draft stock is moving up. These are guys to watch out for the Giants. And I know a lot of people are Eno Sampson. I'm not a big Eno Sampson guy. I've watched him at Arizona State. I'm not a big fan of him. I like guy out of UCLA, but that's gonna do it all for us Giants fans. We will have some more information out as soon as possible because news is starting to get quicker and quicker. The trade rumors are starting to heat up. Free agency rumors are starting to heat up. The combine's coming up. We're going to have a lot going on. So this isn't going to be a dead part of sports. It's about to start getting good again.
Yeah, it's good.
It is.
Yeah, make sure you like our page. You know, give us a comment. I got to get my Twitter information out there for y'all. Sean has his out there. I'm going to get mine's out there. You know, watch out for our videos. We're on a lot of the Giants websites too. Give us a shout out and tell us what you think. You know,
I'm on a lot of the Facebook
what's going on
stuff
okay, guys?
too. Yeah. So we'll catch you guys later. You guys stay tuned. Please subscribe so you know when we're putting these videos out. So you know.
We want to hear from you.
And click the bell. Your video, like whenever we post a video, you will know as soon as possible when you subscribe and hit that bell, hit that like button. You guys stay tuned. Go Giants.
Go Giants.